All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me this week. So, first thing to talk about is the farm show is Friday, the 27th. Going to be just a nice casual day um, from 9 to noon. And we're going to have some cafe talk time set aside, and I'll have some chalkboards written up with some talking points. And we're having two things running at the same time because a big complaint I always get is when I talk about the row crop stuff, then the cattle guys are like, "Yeah, it was kind of, it's kind of row croppy this year," and then at the same time, a row crop guy is, and they're like, "I wish you had more row crop talk." So this year we separating them, and so there'll be a 40 minutes to an hour, whatever they need for time. Row croppers will go to one end, and cattle guys will go to the other end. And so I got to get the planter, the strip till, and the no till drill out there for, I don't know, because we need conversation pieces. Um, Guys need equipment to lean on when they chalk farming. It's just how it goes. So what we got going on here is footings for the shop, so the gravel's up to grade. And then, so it's a steel building. So you got the load bearing columns, the structural columns of the building are on 20-foot centers. So each corner gets a 3-foot square, 32-inch deep column of concrete. And then at 20-foot and 40-foot spacing, you get a 54-inch square by 32-inch deep concrete column. And then the whole perimeter, joining column to column, gets an 18-inch deep, 18-inch wide, um, kind of like a footing of concrete. And then we come up to a 6-inch floor. So now that we got this done, I'll go by hand. I'll take the grade pole and by hand and the walk behind little turtle and a shovel and clean that 18-inch up all around the way, get that kind of dressed up and prepped for the concrete guys. And then they're going to come in, then they're going to do the final grading because they got a grade for slope to the floor drain and just shoot the top of gravel and just dress things up how they need to dress things up. Because I made grade up there with the 40/20, the back blade, so I'm a plus or minus an inch. They can get it a lot closer to where they want it. And then they'll put the poly down, put their benches out there, put the rebar out there, and then we're putting wire mesh on top of the rebar. And because I don't want this floor to ever go anywhere or have any troubles, and so we're gonna just do it right. So it'll be September 18th. Concrete will show up. Sometime in October, the building will show up. Sometime in November, the door will show up. So hopefully at this point, with all the delays of everything, I'm just hoping by the first of the year we have a shop. After this concrete gets done, then where I'm driving with the mini hoe, we're going to come out 20 feet with an apron. And so they'll have to come back and pour that as well. And so, yeah. So the shop is moving along nicely. All right. Quick update on the white farmers versus Biden discrimination lawsuit. 11 lawsuits have been filed against this bill. That has to be almost a new record. But anyhow, so 11 lawsuits have been filed. 11 federal judges have signed on. So since we won our case, the bill got stopped. The federal or the judges or the courts have put our case on stay, quote unquote stay, because they're going to let this for 6 months while the Texas lawsuit continues. Because the Texas lawsuit is a little bit different than ours. Ours was to just put a hold on this bill, and that's it. Just to end, to just shut this bill down, the program down. The Texas lawsuit is a class action lawsuit to have race taken out of the bill, so the bill can still exist. farmers can still get financial relief for hardship, but it won't be based on the fact that you're any race other than white. Don't kid yourself. This bill had nothing to do with just blacks. It was not white, because every other race is included in this bill. Whether you're an Eskimo or Native American, all of the races are included. If you're white, you are not included in this bill. It is not strictly just for blacks. They're not the only minority out there. And so in 6 months, they'll see what's happened. Hopefully by then, the Texas crew has won their case, and the race is taken out. Then your bank records would indicate whether you're in financial hardship or not, and not just assume that since, well, you're a minority, you're automatically doing poorly, so we'll give you money. So good luck to them, guys. Hope they win their case. At the same time, there's an article saying that the federal government had 60 days to appeal, and they missed that deadline. So I have no idea what that means, where things go from there. But good luck to the Texas guys, and hopefully they can just keep moving forward. In the comedy that ensues, with the horrid atrocity of this administration and everything they're doing. Now for Bureau of Land Management, that there's controversy around that anyhow. Remember how the Bureau of Land Management somehow has full Army tactical gear people, and they had a standoff with farmers some years ago. Now they want to put in. Biden has a nominee. You can look her name up, Tracy Stone Manning. Look it up. Do your own reading and come to your own conclusion. I'm just going to read snippets off a little article here that basically Biden is appointing this eco-terrorist to be head of the Bureau of Land Management now. And so back in the 90s, she went out with a group of people, put pins in trees, and then she wrote a letter to the place saying, hey, we put pins in trees, don't go out there, stop selling wood, and nobody's going to get hurt. I'm warning, I'm doing you a favor by telling you that, they in court, they tried to spin this off as well. I warned them, I did the right thing. But then at the end of the letter, she also has a P.S. If you choose to still go out there, you're going to get hurt. And so while they were driving them spikes in the trees, that all them man bun, unwashed hippies were were cheering at the thought of a logger coming out there and getting hurt at their pins. And so, yeah, top notch there, Biden administration. Keep nominating great people. But hey, we don't have any more mean tweets to worry about while this administration puts the world into turmoil. In more ag news, this one I find interesting is that California is putting a restriction on imported meats coming from animal confinement places, and so they have their, I don't know if it's passed yet, if it's actually passed and in place and up and running, or if it's just a thing that they're talking about doing. But they're going to have their own regulations on how confined an animal can be. And reading, there's only one ag forum I pretty much go to anymore. I liked some of the groups on Facebook. I'm just done with all of social media. I deleted Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all that stuff from my phone, because I'm just done with the lunacy. I just can't take it anymore. It's just too stupid. There was good groups out there, but getting to them good groups, you got to sift through it. I don't have time or patience or energy. I just don't have mental energy. There's enough stuff going on in our life right now that I can easily live without all them other social media platforms and I could easily quit doing YouTube today and not look back. But I'll keep doing YouTube for now. But whatever, I have fun doing this. But anyhow, reading the forum, they were discussing it, and of course, you have your typical farmers of, oh my god, they're going to starve their people, and it's like, no, I for face value of what this bill is, we don't know the fine print or any what kind of craziness is in this bill, but for face value, I say good riddance, because this is going to harm your companies like your Smithfields, your JBS, your investment bankers that are, owning 10 and 15,000 cow yards, livestock yards, and there it's not going to harm me, and I think it's a better way to be farming. Anyhow, we don't need confinement to feed the world. Uh, Contrary to popular belief on the ag forums, we fed the world for thousands of years without confinement, massive confinement on the scale we are now, and we could easily feed the world without these confinement places. And so I'm sorry if that offends you, if that bothers you, but yeah, that's my opinion. Is I don't think we need the confinement the way we have it. Not that they're abusive. I'm not saying that. I will defend them as far as that goes, as long as you can clearly see that they are doing a good job. But I don't think they're abusive. I just think environmentally, animal wise, quality of product, quality of meat, you can do much better by not having confinement and having animals back on land. And so, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Another one is there's an insecticide that's trying to be banned. So I'm going to murder the pronunciation of this insecticide, but I'm just phonetically pronouncing it. It's chlorpyrifos. I hope that's close enough. Um, so I, I don't care if this. I would like to believe that for the EPA to say, "Hey, we have to ban this because of public health concerns," that they've got lots of data, unquestionable data to back it up. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt, but look good, it is our federal government. Look what we're dealing with. What I'm really going to say is I don't really care if this is a bad insecticide or not. Um, you better learn regenerative ag, you better learn soil health, and you better start improving your farm on your own, because these regulations are going to come at us faster and faster, more and more, uh, until you're going to be regulated to learn soil health, plain and simple. And so I don't even care if it works. You can argue all you want if it don't work here, but you better figure it out, because more and more regulations are only coming. Insecticides in general, is it very convenient to just simply run down to the retailer and pick up a bottle of toxic chemical and throw on your crop to save your crop? Yep, that's very easy. It works well. But as farmers, we could do better. Maybe we can ask ourselves, why do we what is going on with, let's say, soybeans and spider mites, or soybeans and aphids? Like, what is going on in that plant that is creating such a wonderful host for these insects? So through soil health, can we change the how the plant is functioning, nutrient content in the plant, or the plant breathing, the respiration of the plant, and circulation inside the plant to maybe not be such a great host? Uh, you eliminate the environment, and you eliminate the bug. Um, or could we look at how does their gut operate, and is there some natural products we can use in the garden industry, the gardening world. They can really take care of insects quite well because they know they're insects, and they say, well, because of that bug, I can go out with some Dawn dish soap that kills that pest that I don't want without harming a whole lot of the good bugs that you do want. And so the great example of this is thistle caterpillars moved into our territory some years ago. And of course, the knee jerk reaction is look at my crop is being damaged. We need to just blanket every acre with an insecticide without even learning about that thistle caterpillar. Well, some of us just kind of held back for a little bit and did some research, and it turns out most of the damage from that thistle caterpillar was purely cosmetic. It had very little impact on yield, and so why go out there? But the ones that did go out there, because it's a bug in the field, we have to have dead field. We don't want anything living in our field. Well, that kills all your beneficial bugs, and then literally the next week or 2 weeks later, them fields that got sprayed with blanket insecticides that nuked everything, the aphids just exploded in them fields. And so that is a perfect example of you need to have a good balance of nature out in them fields, and ugh, it's just dumb. So we as farmers can do better. But yeah, as far as the ban of itself on this one, I don't know enough about this insecticide to say, EPA is doing the right thing or the wrong thing here.